Whether you believe in ghosts or not, this 1800s castle in Cleveland, Ohio holds many unanswered questions that involve the original family that built the residence, as well as the many owners that came after. Around 1881, wealthy German immigrant Hans Tiedemann started the process of building a new home for his family. It was located on Franklin Street, which at the time was one of the richest areas in Cleveland. Hans was known to be a very nice man with a large family. He stated he built the house for his wife, Louise, and their 6 children, along with his elderly mother, Rebecca. Hans was the president and co-founder of a bank and enjoyed helping other German immigrants settle in America, building their careers and family. Many said he cared for his family deeply and also took care of people in the community out of the goodness of his heart. Unfortunately, things start to unravel as they settle into the castle. In the same year that it was built, they lost their 15-year-old daughter to diabetes. This would be the start of a growing number of deaths that led to suspicions about Hans by the community. Not long after their daughter died, Rebecca, the grandmother, passes away in her room inside the castle. The cause is unknown. Between the years 1881 and 1884, 2 to 3 more children would die in the castle. Causes are said to be unknown for most of the resources, but there are also many objective statements in all of them. So, it is hard to say what is true. Due to the growing number of deaths in the family, people either became suspicious of Hans and his wife, or they believed that the family or castle was cursed. Things only grew worse for Hans when Louise passes away in 1895 due to liver disease. And even though his wife's death was caused by an illness, it did not stop people from speculating that Hans did something to her. Almost all of his family had died inside the castle, so Hans decided to sell it a year after his wife passed in 1896. Hans would still end up losing the rest of his children, and he would die in 1908, outliving all of his family and leaving no one to keep the family name going. We should take note that although most resources make this statement, there are a few that say some of his children lived after him. The castle went through many owners after the Tiedemanns and would even see more death. In fact, there was a psychic medium that lived in it for a while and stated that she saw a man's spirit. He was a bad man who wanted to have control of people, especially women. She did not know about the Tiedemanns' history. She would end up passing away not long after. There were a few more deaths, including a relative of the Tiedemanns who committed suicide while living in the castle. For multiple decades, owners would come and go. Most tried to renovate and bring back life into the castle, but they would end up selling it before any renovations could be finished for some reason. Some believe that the current owner, as well as others that have been inside the castle, have had some sort of brainwash from Hans Tiedemann's spirit, as they will blatantly deny that Tiedemann was a bad man, even though there is not enough evidence. So what is the issue with this story, besides most of the family members dying in such a short time span and neighbors being suspicious of all the deaths? One of the problems is the mixed messages. Some research says that 3 children plus Hans' mother died in the house, while a couple sources say that no children died inside the house. Most will say they did, but it is important to look at all sides. Another issue is that some say Hans was a very nice man, while many say he was a harsh man who sexually assaulted multiple women. These women had one by one stated that Hans had lured them to his house and sexually assaulted them. There are some sources that even state Hans killed his niece because she had a mental illness, as well as his mistress and a young servant because they both did not have feelings for him. It is more than likely impossible to know what is true and what is not true at this point. Only speculations can be made now. If these murders truly did happen, was Hans to blame? Or did all of them tragically die from natural causes within a short period of time? Also, was he really a mean, sadistic man, or was he actually the nice, generous German immigrant who helped many other immigrants settle in America?